Hi guys, so Jacob Rees-Mogg was asked a question in the House of Commons on Monday about the shortage of heavy goods vehicle drivers. Now the DUP asked the question in a sly manner. They framed it as a problem affecting Northern Ireland, but in reality it's more of a problem in Great Britain. The DUP seem more concerned about how Brexit is causing problems in the rest of the UK than it is in Northern Ireland. Anyway, Jacob Rees-Mogg responded without any sense of irony by rattling off the way public safety is actually going to be sacrificed for Brexit.
Bearing in mind, Leader of the House, the shortage of hauliers, which in terms of Northern Ireland, there's a 30% shortage and shortfall. Will the Leader of the House allocate time for a debate on a special method to allow applications for training and testing for new HGV drivers to ensure a turnaround in a massively accelerated fashion? And the need for the Chancellor to offer incentives, I believe, to attract more drivers for the long haul. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. The Honourable Gentleman actually is saying what the government is doing. So a number of steps have been taken to speed up tests and have a 50% increase in the amount of testing that there was pre-COVID. And this includes saying that car drivers will no longer need to take another test to tow a trailer or caravan.
So if you want to tow a trailer or a caravan, it's not necessary to do an extra test for that. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not proficient in driving a car with a caravan attached. And I think this is going to create not just safety issues, but it's going to create problems on the roads. Because if people are not familiar with towing a caravan, they're not going to be able to brake in time. They're not going to be able to go around corners correctly. It requires a certain amount of skill, and you don't just want to send people out with caravans, especially during the summer, if they're not prepared.
Those of us who passed our test before 1997 can tow a caravan. Those afterwards had to take a special test. That is going. Tests will be made shorter by removing the reversing exercise element, and for vehicles with trailers, the uncoupling and recoupling exercise.
So for heavy goods vehicle drivers, I thought this was a joke, but it's actually reality. So heavy goods vehicle drivers will no longer be required to know how to reverse with a trailer. So when they're arriving in a depot and they have to park and then reverse back into the depot to load the trailer, they actually don't need to know that skill. Now, I haven't driven a heavy goods vehicle, but I imagine it's not the easiest thing in the world. And not being required to know how to uncouple or recouple a trailer. It sounds like insanity to me.
Which can be tested separately by a third party, and we will make it quicker to get a licence to drive an articulated vehicle without first having to get a licence for a smaller vehicle, making around 20,000 more HGV driving tests available every year. So the
This isn't going to fix the problem. We know the cause of the problem. Brexit is the cause of the problem. The reason why there are so few drivers around is, of course, because many of them were European Union citizens. Following Brexit and the Brexiteer government's decision to implement, ending freedom of movement and implement new draconian immigration policies, that's why there are so few drivers available. I'm having difficulty responding to this because I actually thought this was a joke at one stage. I honestly thought, no, they're not going to make the tests easier. They're not going to remove fundamentally important parts of the test. That would be insane. But it's actually true. And you're hearing the Leader of the House say it in Parliament. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make the tests easier. We're going to take out fundamental parts of the test in order to speed up the process. And all of this is in order to avoid making it easier for European drivers to come back to Britain. This is not going to fix the problem. And the heavy goods vehicle driver industry, the Road Haulage Association, has already criticised this. Unions are talking about going on strike because this is going to put both drivers and other road users at risk. But Brexiteers don't care about that. It's all about protecting Brexit. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.